We're going to be out of here. Hold on to your butts and get ready for some action. Happy 4th of July.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Happy 4th of July indeed. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you had a great weekend. I'm your host, Trader Brad. We got Maximilians himself right next to me, and he has been killing it today. How's your day been, Max?
It's been decent. It's been decent. Finally got that Tesla move through the recent highs. I was long kind of early at 277, kind of gave it like 50, 60 cents of risk, which was a lot, but you know, on a move like this, you kind of gotta give it that room. And then we're adding on 278, getting most of it out here, adding on 279 again, and then kind of bailing out on this kind of failure to get through the highs there. But then that 280 break was incredible, and I had that. I think I was filled like 280.16 or something, and yeah, ends up giving you like $4.50 on that move up. Gave a little back trying to go long. On the way down, it gave me some kind of indications that it was going to go, but I don't know. Today's probably not that day. We haven't even hit 100 mil of volume, and Tesla's up 7%. So obviously going to be a light volume day on a half day. That's pretty much everything that I traded, honestly. I tried a short on Coinbase. That I mean, it would have worked if I got the right price, but I'm chasing it down at 79 and then 78, and just you know, chopped up on that short, but looks like Coinbase does want to indeed come down a bit here. Usually when it makes this big move up, you give at least like half of it back on Coinbase. I feel like there's always sellers on this name when it goes up.
Yeah, it's up at 80 bucks. Like, wow, it was struggling to get past 55 last week, and here we are at 80 all of a sudden. So monster moves across the board on the market. Sadly, Max, the market today is down 0.14%. That's the NASDAQ basket. Recently created a brand new low around 15,310. S&P 500 looking a lot better than the NASDAQ at the moment, but that's also in the red side and almost flat. Honestly, you can just say flat for the S&P 500 basket over here. Tesla now getting back under 280, and I was trying to see if I could get short 280. Was a little scared. Obviously, me trading Tesla, I have to be scared. I don't have a good history winning on it. So I tried to stay away from that one. I think I missed out on some possible moves to the downside on Tesla. As you guys can see, my positions down there. CCL short and Disney short. Disney, where'd it go? Disney... Is that on my average? Oh, wow, okay, that's a pretty bad average. Disney had some size at 90.15 that I was leaning on. Let's see if that size is still there. Yeah, that size is still there, and that order kept refreshing every time we were testing that order. So that's my stop. Right now happens to be a triple top around the 90.50 area. Let's see if we can take some extra size, reload on the size that we already got out to the downside over here, get that size back, and then keep on rinsing that level until that level doesn't work for us. And CCL, I mean, just another stock that has been absolutely strong for the last few days at $19 now. That's a new 52-week high.
What?
That's a new 52-week high for CCL. So if I'm looking for some levels to trade some shorts around these positions, I found out like this 1924 area, let's say 1920 to 1930, 1950 area. I'm gonna keep trying to take the short fills over there, and if I get burnt, I get burnt. Right now, I'm in a pretty decent winner. I have the high a day marked as the short entry, and we are now pulling back to the 50-period EMA. We're finding some support at 50-period EMA, sadly for the shorts, that is. But if you are long, you love the fact that the stock is holding up at the previous day's high and now trying to push back through 19, maybe gets back to the high a day and keeps on ripping. I mean, that catalyst of upgrade that they had, I don't think they had any other really big catalyst other than JP Morgan and a couple other banks coming out and upgraded them. Now they're up like, what, crazy new 52-week higher ranges. We even saw American Airlines and Delta Airlines and everybody else join the party for the travel industry here a little bit. But I think this is a little overextended, honestly. That could just be my bear mindset, but this could be a very, very overextended. I mean, just not too long ago, these companies were called a petri dish for COVID, right? And now they're up at this prices, so it's pretty insane. Let's see where the actual numbers come out. I'm sure earnings season is coming out very soon. Next Monday, we have like 200, 400 stocks announcing. We'll see how CCL comes out with their earnings. Do they actually have anything? They did?
I think they reported, yeah, it says 26 June.
Oh, okay. So they already reported.
Yeah. They had some catalyst that they were going to guide well, and then they reported well, and now
I know the banks were saying that we expect really good numbers from them. I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the earnings catalyst is what has sent us up. I am amazed that we're up this high, though, on this stock. This is crazy. I'm watching this double bottom on Tesla right now, which may turn into a triple bottom if we can hold this like 278 kind of area. I mean, we're definitely in a downtrend. So do I want to go long right now? I mean, I like this area from the open. I know all these dark pool kind of wicks are messing it up, but the 278.50 like really held once we finally broke out off the open. So do we hold this same price now and then go back up, back above VWAP and that 280.50 price, which looks like a breakout right now? I'm watching the tape, but I don't want to get too aggressive going long Tesla again today, as you know, the opening drive worked and nothing else really worked since the open on the long there.
I think, Max, you got to be, ready to, this is just my opinion, I could be wrong 100%, but you got to be ready to be like, I've had a killer day, it's a half day, do I really want to keep gambling with volume going lower and lower and lower into a holiday tomorrow?
Exactly.
My answer would be no to that. If I had your P&L today, I'd be sitting on the sidelines, right? But since I don't have your P&L, here I am taking those CCL and Disney trades at the moment, trying to catch up to Max now, not trying, like everyone's got their own trading styles. That was just my little piece of advice. It's like, hey, you killed it. You were not supposed to do that today, but you killed it. Keep those profits, go home, come back Wednesday, right? July 4th. Any plans for July 4th, even though you're a Canadian?
No, nothing really. Just,
no?
I don't know, we'll see.
I might barbecue something up.
I mean, like none of my other friends are off except for you guys. So.
Facts. Yeah, everyone's got work. Today they're actually off. The ride to work was so empty. The buses were empty. The roads were empty. Got here so quick. I enjoyed that. Usually it's a pain in the derriere for me to get into work. CCL just grinding on that 50-period EMA at the moment. Up 0.5% on the day. Lots of liquidity still being provided. I mean, you heard Max say not too long ago how Tesla only traded 56 million shares today. It's a half day. That's 100 million in my book. Because if it wasn't a half day, that's 100 million right away. I mean, the stock has been trading 100 to 200 million shares every single day for the last 3-4 weeks now. So this is to expect it, I guess. But man, look, what opportunities, Max, on Tesla. Delivery numbers going up 80%? Are you kidding me? What?
80% for a company this big, like your growth is that big?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That is crazy. I guess half of that number just comes from like the Chinese plants and all the other plants that they're planning to open and so on.
Yeah.
Lucid has something to learn. Lucid has something to learn here. Which, talking about Lucid though, if you look at Lucid's chart today, they took out that 720 area, went up to 740. So even Lucid over here taking off that catalyst from Rivian, from Tesla and so on, and launching to the upside. Congratulations to any Lucid traders who took it from the after hours show that I called out around 540, 550 areas. Risk low a day. You are up multiple dollars as a swing trade. You're up multiple dollars in an options call. Whatever you got it, you're enjoying it. Man, I wish I bought some myself because this was an insane move on all EV sectors as a run. We'll actually talk about the EV space a little bit in the after hours show today, so make sure you come hang out after. I was going to say 4 o'clock. When does the show end today? 2 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
Yeah.
I saw 2 o'clock though. Are you sure it's 1?
Well, it's because I think they're extending it if you want to do your after.
No, like the market officially closes at 2. You sure? Okay. Let's go. Even better.
So Tesla's giving up that 278.50 price. So hands off of this one. Maybe we give up this this whole move. I mean, the gap is massive. Where were we trading at recently? Or on Friday, 264.50. So we're still like $15 higher than that. There's definitely some gap to be filled here. I mean, I'm not going to short it though, so we'll just see what happens on this one. I'm watching XPEV at 1350. We haven't gotten down there yet, but that was Friday's kind of high. That's where it kind of resisted on Friday. If I can pull up this 30-minute, yeah, there it is, right there. That 1350 resistance, we saw it so many times on Friday. I think if we get down to there, that could be a banger long, but not going to pay up like 20 cents or 30 cents right now on a name like XPEV that's not going to move that far for me. So I will wait to see if we get that price. What else? Riot is making new highs. All these crypto names are crazy. Same with, I mean, Coinbase. Do I want to short Coinbase at $80 if it gets there one more time? I feel like this name is so good off those like even $10 levels. Like when we were trading in the 60 to 70 range, you could go long 60, you could short 70 almost every time. So now we got this 80 price. It only breaks it by 20 cents, and then retraces like almost $3. I'm wondering, you know, if we reject off there again, can I get a short? Probably. What else? What else are people in the chat watching? Meta. Meta. I don't know. I didn't really see it today on Meta. SoFi. Where's SoFi at today? There's a lot of stocks that I haven't looked at because I've been kind of focusing on Tesla. But SoFi up a little bit today. I mean, until we get to that like $10 level, I don't really know what to do with SoFi. You know, we're kind of just in the middle right now. Obviously, I mean, I thought the news was bullish that they're not going to, or that they're going to make people pay these student loans.
Yeah, it was
but
such
apparently,
a weird way it played out.
It's so strange.
Sell the news, I guess?
I don't know why, yeah, you sell the news on this. But that $10 kind of even level looking like the spot where I would look to either just look at the name, you know, anything else, I'm not really interested. Maybe $8, you look for like some kind of failure and then go long there. But yeah, I mean, right now we're just in the middle. So I'm waiting for 10, What about Nike? Nike, they reported on Thursday or Friday. What are they up to today? This isn't really a name that you could trade too often.
It
Nike.
dropped pretty hard on that day.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, but then we're still just in this normal range. Like 108 to 114 is kind of where we've been trading. I mean, we have the earnings and then nothing really happens. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of bored of a name like this, but I think if you break that like 108.50 down to 108 kind of area, then there's some room to the downside on Nike. I didn't really read this earnings report. I wasn't super excited to trade Nike, so I mean, I know it wasn't like some huge miss or some huge beat, so it wasn't really on my radar, but I don't know, it seems like not that many people particularly care about that earnings report. What else we got? Carvana's dropping? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, New York. 25.50. I mean, we're still in range. We're above 25. We're below 30. That's kind of where Carvana wants to trade. That 30 break could be something serious if we do finally get there. I was joking with people last week. You know, short day. Nobody will be here. What if they just squeeze Carvana for us while we're here and we have to be here and everybody else is on vacation? That would be awesome. But they didn't give us that gift. They did give us the gift of Tesla today, though.
The gift of Tesla, indeed. Elon Musk, actually, I think it was last night. I was just going through Twitter and I saw a tweet from Elon giving like a cautionary note to all the investors, saying be careful, like the numbers might come out bad or something. Like he was scaring the shareholders a little bit. And then we see in the morning what happens. The numbers come out great. The stock is up another 5-10%. It's like, okay, so what was that on purpose or like what are you trying to do there, Elon? Maybe he wanted the scare to happen so people dumped and he buys more.
I think Elon has to stop trying to do things to his own stock price.
Well, Disney has some size on the bid now. I have to punch out. That's a loss. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, 400 lots there?
Yeah, 400 lots on 90.20 after taking out the 90.15 area on Disney. So Disney is really trying to keep going up. That's pretty bullish indeed. Max is about to go long, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for this one. No. I mean, look at the strength on the stock today, up 1%, keeps on going. I think one thing that we can take a look at real quick is NFLX. I know Disney is not just streaming, but it's a pretty big component in their thing right now, and they've been taking mad losses on it. So we'll quickly go to look at NFLX. We also have cruise lines. You know, you heard Neil's, not a rant, but Neil's argument as to why CCL's a catalyst should also bleed into Disney. They have a big travel space. They have a cruise line. People take those cruise lines to go visit other Disney theme parks and so on. So why aren't these guys taking any sort of leeching from the other stocks that are absolutely going to the north side like CCL, RCL, NCLH, and so on, which was a very valid point. And now, when that 90-15 area had some size and we were rejecting off that size, and now a bidder shows up on BATS gateway with a lot more size than the original size that I saw. That looks pretty bullish to me. I think we have to just patiently wait to see if they're going to churn that level or not. Once again, only 3 million shares traded on Disney. It is a half day, keep in mind about that. So average 10-day volume on Disney is 12 million shares, and we're almost coming to the end of the market session here, and it's only 4 million shares. A lot lighter on the volume end, but that's to expected. Now the size on the BATS gateway has gone up by another 10 lots or so, and you're seeing bidders fight for price. Look at that. Bidders are now moving their price up, and they're fighting for price. So the 90-20 area could just hold up for now and keep taking Disney to the north side, but always watch your barometers, which is S&P 500 and NASDAQ or any other markets that you watch. What is Disney in the Russell? No, it's got to be in the SPY, right? ES? Dow? Okay, so yeah, watch those markets that Disney is inside and it's moving with, and that way you have an idea of when to dump out of that position or when to keep holding it.
I'm watching Coinbase here. Back up
80?
to that 80 price. Just got to 79.85. I want to see it get back above 80 and then like some offers step up and they push it right back below 80 and then I can get short. Looking for like 78 and then maybe back down to, well, I guess VWAP is around 78. So I think 78 is a good target for this. If we do end up breaking like that 77.50 kind of low here, I mean, Coinbase has shown the ability to give it all back many times. Obviously, that short float coming into play today. I don't think anybody expected to see this stock at 80 bucks anytime soon, and here we are. So, what is this? I think that was anyway. So yeah, I think we can give it back on Coinbase here. I'm expecting to see sellers above 80. If they're not there, we just go higher. I mean, what's the next spot on the daily chart? I think I saw like 84, 86, and then 87.50, and I don't know, like we IPO'd at 250 or something. So who knows where Coinbase goes?
That's the stock that Luca graduated on while remotely trading from home because during COVID, we weren't allowed to be in the office. So that was a wild ride during IPO for sure. I mean, I think it was 180, 200, some prices like that. I remember it. So yeah.
Actually, it looks like it's 400 here, Brad.
No way.
I thought it was 250, but
It IPO'd around 180, 200, I believe, if I remember correctly. But you're telling me 400?
I mean, it's right here.
Holy smokes, I don't remember that.
So it was 400, and then it topped out at 430. I mean, I remember trading it from home this day on my personal account, and it was not a particularly good day until I decided to go short.
Oh, wow, it was. Holy smokies.
Yeah, I thought it was 250. That's
Bad
crazy.
memory over here, I guess.
$400 on Coinbase, all-time high. First day it ever traded, made its all-time high, never looked back. So, yeah, I guess they told you which way it was going from day one there. And now playing with this 80. So there is some size on the offer going up to 80. I want to see it break, though. Like, I don't think that there's necessarily edge until it breaks and comes back below. I want to be catching it on the way down instead of trying to, like, predict a move that's going to come. I think that's... Look at my chat. All right.
I like that Coinbase 88 area.
ETF
double
applications? Top. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Sharif's saying that the applications for the Bitcoin ETFs got refiled today after being rejected last week, and that's why Coinbase is up. All right. But where were we last week before they got rejected? Like, we were down at this 75, 70, 65 kind of area. So we're kind of at a crazy level right now. But I guess this is a stock that moves. So can be expected on Coinbase. I'm also looking at a bit of a miss there on Tesla. It kind of broke that 278 level. And then right back up into 279.50. So, yeah, I mean, I like this setup. It does a flat bottom kind of shelf here, tries to break down from the shelf, rejects. You just get back in right above 278 there, risking the low of this wick. And yeah, you can get this move that's like $1.50. I would be expecting it to try to test 280 again, but maybe we don't have that in it. I mean, volume's pretty light right now. I don't know. I think that's what I'd be targeting, a 280 kind of break. And if it fails that break, you punch out. If it keeps going, you're looking for 281, 282. But I have missed that one. And I think if we get back down to 278, I would expect that to break to the downside. I don't think like you're going to support this level a bunch of times. If this is like, you're kind of just looking for this explosive move and continuation here, kind of like a short squeeze action or a little FOMO long. What else is going on around here?
Chat saying QQQ is a bull run long term. I mean, yeah, we were on a pretty solid bull run. Obviously, ignore the hat. My hair was not cooperating with me today, so I had to put a hat on. Not everyone can have Max's hair, you know, so just had to put the hat on there today. People talking about QQQ being in a bull run. I mean, it's been on a monster bull run for the last few, I guess, starting of the year since January, right? Monster bull run. We're still waiting on to see how the FOMC committee comes out with the possible rate hike or whatever they're trying to decide on over there for 26th July. I think that's the date. 26th July, my barbecue 29th July. That's why I remember it that well. So let's go check out the this page over here. Where's the FOMC page? Trading, Fed Watch tool. Okay, that's a little buggy. Yeah, there you go. 26th of July. Still expecting 86% probability of a 0.25 rate hike coming in. Feel free to throw any tickers in there that you guys want us to take a look at. People saying Rivian pickup trucks, awesome, $80,000 price for a Rivian pickup truck. I mean, okay, yeah, but I thought it would be
honestly like
a
an
little bit more
F-150
expensive.
is like you can
The top tier.
even like not the top tiers. You can easily spend 80 grand on a pickup truck from like GM or Ford. So I mean, that doesn't sound like a crazy price, 80 grand.
Yeah, I would have expected to be a lot more than that, like 120,
Yeah,
130
exactly,
areas.
exactly.
But 80K is not bad at all, and I agree with the.
Are they going to make any money on those though?
That's the question. Or are they even going to deliver to begin with?
Yeah, are they going to
Right?
deliver?
Am I going to see one in Brampton? If I see a Rivian in Brampton, then I will be okay, like, okay, look, this car is like now being accepted by people. If I don't see a car in Brampton, that car has no value to me for an investor.
Yeah.
All right? That is my barometer. How many cars are in Brampton and what cars there are? And right now, it's a lot of Teslas.
Yeah.
A lot of Teslas.
That Model 3 has really sold well, especially the, what's the SUV one, the Model Y? People love that thing.
The Batwings one?
No, not that one, the cheaper one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Model Y. People love it. I mean, people love their SUVs, and it's a pretty good price. I think we looked it up. It was like $59,000 in Canada, which is probably like, what, $32,000 in the U.S. I mean, I think it's a good price. I think it's a well-priced product. I mean, nowadays, like, some Toyota SUV is probably going to be somewhere around $50,000.
Yeah.
And you're getting an electric Tesla kind of luxury product for almost the same price, maybe a little bit more. Plus, you get the EV discount. I mean, how is like Rivian going to compete with that? Or, I don't know, any of these German automakers who are charging hundreds of thousands for their EVs. Speaking of Rivian, it's going for the high again. I kind of missed that long off the open, but that like 18 kind of hold off the open on Rivian looks really nice. I'm wondering if we get the 20 break eventually today.
Yeah, the pre-market high break area looked pretty good.
Yeah.
That clean, wow, okay.
Yeah, super clean on the pre-market high break. 1820 just breaks out, never looks back, right to 1950. I think Sean had this trade on Rivian. Yeah, should have been involved with that one, but on Coinbase, doesn't even tick above that $80 level. Doesn't give me the trade. Right back down to 79. So, I mean, if you were offering like 79.85, maybe you could have gotten 79.90, maybe 95, but probably not. So you're risking like 15, 20 cents, and it's giving you $1. That's kind of, I mean, we take those. We take those. I just don't typically front run levels in that way. Because in this market, there's like no liquidity. I feel like every offer gets filled. So you just got to wait for them to get filled and then pick a direction after that.
Wow, Riot and Mara still going apparently. I just saw that in chat being mentioned. Coinbase might be getting hurt off of the 80 level for sure, but Mara and Riot still making new high days at the moment. So maybe that allows Coinbase to go test 80 again and actually break above 80. I'm sure Max and myself over here are waiting to see how we trade above 80 for a possible fail break of 80 and then get filled short on that side. Not a lot of size over here right now, only 35 lots being shown on 79.40. Could easily wipe that out just like that. There it goes. Let's go look at what the Bitcoin market looks like. The BTC spot market up 1% now. We're still, finding resistance in front of this 3150 area. So until we really break past this 3150 area, it's going to be hard for me to punch into new longs on cryptocurrency stocks like Mara or Riot or anything. But look, these levels are getting tested and they are breaking right now. So Mara up 11% on the day, Riot up another 12% on the day, moving back into these ranges over here where you could possibly look for resistances, especially if Bitcoin shows you a red day on Wednesday. You could look for shorts around these areas. But if Bitcoin continues to go to the north side, we do know that Binance applied for an ETF, if I remember correctly, and Fidelity is also a part of that ETF for Bitcoin ETF. All good things coming over here. I think not too long ago, oh wow, look at Disney now, size chasing it up at 90.30. Now they got 300 lots on 3 different gateways at 90.30 on what a easy long. Now you have 400 lots at 90.40. You know what? I'm done. I'm not playing games anymore. I'm done. No games. Punch my position. Where's my long? Hello?
What's going on?
I can't. They won't give me size. There you go. Give me my long. And now we just wait for that level to get tested.
Nice. I like that long.
And it got tested. Awesome.
I mean, you got to wait for that, I guess, 30s to get tested.
Yeah.
Before you get out of that. I like
Exactly.
that Disney long. I mean, there is definitely a buyer on the tape today. They just don't want to. They're trying their best to not push it up, but they are not succeeding at the moment. And people in the chat talking about Vine. I remember trading this one a long time ago. I guess it's New York. Amex? Amex. All right. I remember trading this a long time ago when it was like $5 per share on my personal account.
Is this the TikTok competitor, the old school TikTok competitor?
It's a winery. I think it's like a Chilean winery or something, or an Argentinian winery. Where is it? I don't know.
Oh, it's not the TikTok competitor?
Fresh wine.
Yeah, it's a winery. Looks like we got a little danger scenario for us because it is halted and it's not showing that it's halted. So we could get punched out of this one if we were involved in a halt. So got to be careful on that. I do like the idea of like this getting close to $1 and trying to like front run the dollar breakout and then add on that dollar breakout if it does get there. If this starts going crazy. 58 million shares already.
Oh, why doesn't
Usually if they're under $1, I kind of want to see it at like 150 to 200 million shares, but we can still get there. There's still an hour and a half left in this market. We'll see how this one goes. Going to keep my eye on it. It halted at 11:24, so it should be opening in about 15 seconds here. If it is indeed a 5-minute halt. So let's watch. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Should be open now. Not open. Interesting. Oh, this says 19? All right, now we're open. Light volume. Oh, takes out the high. There we go, still going. Bit of a squeeze action going on this Vine. Now 70 cents. Should have just punched in off that open on that 65 break, but yeah, this is nuts.
Did you hear about how FTX recovered like $7 billion worth of money?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Someone in the chat said, how do you know when a stock is halted on volatility or news or whatever? You can just go to Google and type in NASDAQ halts to find the first website on that Google search right here, current trading halts. You can find the stock you're looking for, hover over it. It will tell you if it's a volatility halt or a limit up down halt or a T1, T2 news halts or so on. Those news halts obviously obviously doesn't mean that the stock has to open up in exactly 5 minutes. It depends on how the market looks at the information and so on, and then they open it up to whenever they want. But for limit up down halts or volatility halts, you will see the resumption quote time over here, 11:29:19, and you saw buddy look at the stock for your 11:29:19. So NASDAQ halts, you can also use amazing tools that are built for us over here by our friends at Trade Ideas. Thank you, Michael Knotts, for hooking us all up with Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas will find, I think there is a, I think it's called halts. If you go to thing, right?
It's right here on my screen if you guys come to it. Halt resume scanner, so it tells you when it halts, it tells you the time. So halted at 11:24:19, you add 5 minutes, 29:19 is exactly when it opens up and is telling you when it resumes. Interestingly, this one also tells you when IPOs open, so it'll resume on an IPO,
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it even says like, if the IPO is upcoming, it'll say that it's halted and say like IPO incoming or something like that.
Okay.
Going for the high right now, I kind of want to take this 70-cent breakout, but I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not feeling the risk right now. I could see the case for it. You squeeze the shorts above that 70 cents and look for this to halt up again around 77 cents, assuming, I guess this one is this one's a 20% halter. So if it halted over 70 cents, it would halt up around 84 cents, which, I mean, that's a pretty good move on a 70. There we go. So breaks it, goes 8 cents right away. That's 10%, and then pulls back a little bit. Liquidity not that good on this one. Usually you would want to see like 1,000 lots all over the bid and offer. There's really nothing on this one. So, one big order could come in and quadrunk this thing down.
Stock?
Yeah, it's an Amex stock. I don't know. I mean, looking good for the dollar potentially on this one. But again, like, I don't know about you, Parad, but I want to see like, 500 lots, 1,000 lots, 3,000 lots to trade something that's under $1. Like,
I don't want to touch it at all, man. I don't want to touch it at all. I don't care if it's up 10,000% on the day. I'm not touching it. I don't do penny stocks at all. I'm sorry for those of you who are looking for me to punch into this trade. Not happening. Just simply not happening. I don't do penny stocks.
I had the order ready to go for the 70-cent break and decided not to take it. I don't know. I'm not really that upset about it. If it halted up right away and then it opened at like $1 and I made
maybe getting to a halt doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But I remember
know.
the last halt I got into. That was amazing. Thank you, SoFi.
I feel like you don't even want to be involved on a halt on like a large cap, or not large cap, but like a mid cap stock like a SoFi. Like you want to be in on the small caps or like the GMEs of the world or whatever. I feel like if things go crazy enough for a larger company to be halted, you're just asking for it. Like there's always going to be a buyer there on like a SoFi or I don't know.
That news was just so weird.
Yeah, that was weird. That
was such a trap in both directions. Like good
yeah.
news drops, bad news go up. Like what? What's going on here? You just want my money. That's all it is. Hey, SoFi, you just want my money. The market maker just wanted all my dollars. Disney going back now. Let's go check out what Disney is doing. That 90-30 area, which had some size, not there anymore. We still have that 90-20 area that we're still leading on. So giving it about 20 cents risk or so. How much are we out of the money right now on this position? Yeah, 10 cents out of the money. No big deal. We'll wait for it. We'll hold on to a little bit longer. But look at what the NASDAQ is doing, Max. We are breaking the lows almost. Well, not truly yet, but we are right back to the lows. And S&P 500 still flat on the day.
Very interesting like divergence there on the charts between ES and NASDAQ today. Like it's almost the opposite. And yeah, this Vine just hit 80 cents. But if you look, like ES makes a low in the morning and then kind of spikes up and it's consolidating up. NQ makes a high in the morning, comes down, and now it's consolidating down. So, I mean, you usually don't see it like that. Sometimes like one of them's flat and one of them's
ever since like the banks got hurt, it was like that.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
Ever since the banks got hurt, banks overweighed the S&P 500 so much that they were just stuck in the lower end of ranges. And Nasdaq, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, You know what they did,
Yeah.
right? Now we're seeing those tech stocks kind of have an overweight on them. And now the bank stocks passing stress tests and everything good happening in banks is helping out S&P 500 more than it did at NASDAQ. At least that's my opinion on it. Just an observation that I've noticed. I mean, let's go, banks. What is the XLF sector
yeah.
doing today?
I just took a look at like BAC. That's through that 29 level, which
wow,
is kind of
okay.
key. Where's Charles
What's
Schwab
that
at?
up? Change. Couldn't see that.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I just couldn't see it. Where it was.
Schwab above 57.50, so SCHW must be New York, right? Yes. Above that kind of key level. These charts are so slow today. Come on. Yeah, above that key level, I think it was 57.50 that I was interested in Schwab. I mean, I'm not really super into trading banks, but yeah, like this 57.50 kind of area has been holding to the upside for quite some time.
Coin broke 80.
Coin broke 80,
Yeah.
eh? Did it just do a wick high, though? Yeah, it just kind of wicked high, 80.60, and now we're right back down to 80.
This breaks 80, I'm punching.
That risk is kind of high if it
I'm going to give it the risk of high a day. What is that, 80, 50? 50 cents risk?
80.67.
They didn't give me the fill. Awesome. Well, they did. Okay, they only gave me half my size, though. Okay, now let's pray. Punch and pray, punch and pray, punch and pray. There's some size on the ask. Okay, I got what I wanted. Now I'm not giving it that much of risk. I'm giving it up to that size. Woo, baby. Thank you. Someone showed up for me. And now we just wait patiently to see what happens around that size. I think it was 80-20s or so. There was some size there. Where's my triangle? My triangle doesn't even show up on the chart. Partial fills, that's right, because I didn't get my full lot size, so partial fills, we'll turn that on. We'll see if that 80-20 area holds up as a wall after giving you that wick high that Max just pointed out. I like that wick high Max pointed out. I wasn't looking at it like that. So amazing, another point of view, another perspective as to why this trade might just work out. But look how much risk that we were both really against giving this stock. We didn't want to give it 60 cents, but that seller showing up in front of 80 or in front of 80-60 area, showing up at 80-20, now that's my stop. I'm going to wait to see what that area does. We're already pulling to the downside, making some denotes, some pesos, some rubles over here to the downside. Let's see if the 70, 79, 80 area can now break to the, come on, no, don't go back above 80, come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, Lee.
Coinbase.
Now back above 80.
Yeah, I added when it broke that 79.90. We'll see what happens here. I think, I mean, it's showing you that it wants to sell. It's just, you know, are there hidden buyers down there that are supporting this thing and wanting it to go up? I don't know. Coinbase is always a short for me, so maybe it's just bad bias, but we'll see what happens. I think we take out that low there that was 79.81, then we go down. I don't want to see this thing above 80.20, just like you. So we'll punch out 80.20. So we got like 25 cents of risk, looking for $1 to $2 of reward. If this is the high on Coinbase today, I mean, we're probably coming back down to this 78. Maybe we break it too. I don't know. I'll be trying to take profit at like 79.20 and then $78 on this one. I
mean, VWAP is what, 77.50? Is that what you see?
Yeah, VWAP 78 on this other platform.
Yeah.
I still haven't updated this this P Pro for Sharif, so.
Nah, that's Sharif's problem, not yours. Make him do it when he gets here.
Yeah.
Your computer needs to be updated. That's it. Coinbase now still pulling back. Let's go, Max. Beautiful short over here.
This is looking good.
I don't want to see buyers stepping in, though. Look how my tapes randomly shows like a little bit of buyers coming in around these 90s, 80s. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So get those buyers out of there, wipe them out, burn them, and then we can take our profits. But it's a little scary over here. Hey, man, look at Disney. Disney is going to the north side now. It's 90-50 coming into play. That 90-20 area did not break. The 90-40 did, 90-30 did, but 90-20 did not. There was clearly buyers punching the stock over here to the higher side, bringing up their bids. Oh, coin, what are you doing? It's only up 5 cents. Who cares?
Yeah. And that size is still there at 80.26.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about
that.
that.
It's a random price. Like, why? Who's offering 80.26?
And it was like 400 lots, 500 lots?
460 lots, I think. Yeah, so we'll see if that size gets tested. If that gets broken, yeah, you got to bail, obviously. But everything else is falling. So everything on NASDAQ seems to be kind of coming down. Coinbase resisting the move down for now. We'll see if this is the last little liquidity grab above 80, and then we really fall down. This 80, yeah, lots of selling above the price, but I don't know.
Oh, here comes 80-20.
Yeah, here comes that 80-20. That size still looking like it's there. You want to see this back below 80, and you don't want to see like a big bid anywhere above 80 for sure. But yeah, where is that size now? Is the size gone, Brad? I don't see.
Don't tell me that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not on your book, then we're screwed. I'm out. Because I don't see the size until we really get to that price. I don't know why. Always happens with me. I never see the size until we get to that price. So I always have to like ask other people, do they see that size? And me looking at your book, I don't see that. Oh, there it is. Now it's on 80-16.
Oh, they're chasing it down. Okay.
They're chasing it down. That's exactly what we want to see.
They're really trying to get a fill here. So let's see if they get that fill. If they don't get that fill, we're gold. When they get that fill, we got to punch out because obviously people buying this name.
Wait, did that take it?
They didn't take it. They just moved up. All right. I don't know. Weird things happening here.
What does the seller want?
Apparently they want a high fill, but if the market's not willing to give it to them, and here we go, starting to reserve the offer a little bit.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, now there's a bid there. Some weird stuff going on. I feel like somebody's trying to game the system to get this fill because they just put the exact same size on the bid, like 5 cents below the bid. So sometimes if an algo or someone's trying to push the stock up, they just put the same size on the bid to try to get the fill on the offer. But it looks like they just got filled. So if we push above 80-30 here, got to punch out of this. Sometimes if somebody gets the fill and then it continues to go down, then that's when you're really golden because someone with big size has just successfully gotten the fill and now they're in the money. And that's what you want to see. But yeah, if we break these highs at all, 80-30, I will be done with this trade. For sure, as we push back into $80 now. Probably should have added in front of that, size. And here we go.
That's the short
Here
now.
we go. This is the short.
That's the short now.
This is it.
Yeah, hello, SEC. Someone's playing games on Coinbase over here. They keep spoofing their orders. Can you go check on them, please? And also, dump it. Let's go, baby. Dump the stock to the downside.
Bogdan
you want me to call Boggy? Hold up. Boggy calls us, though. Here. Boggy's calling us. Let's see that 79.80, 79.90 break. Come on, don't get back above 80. The fact that there's still buyers here after what we just saw, sellers chasing the stock down, is not a good sign. I might just deleverage some here, to be honest, man. We might just have to. How much size do I have? Okay, yeah, I'm just going to do that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Take out that 79.80. Come on.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go. Now we hold it.
All right. Now we're in the money. Now we're chilling. Yeah, dollar target on this one. What was that previous low? 79.08. So I'm going to be bidding like 21s or 26s maybe to try and get the fill. And then that 78 is the target. I mean, if we crack 78, I might have a little size left. But really, like, I'm just looking for that 78 fill on Coinbase. Such a choppy stock to trade. This one's tough.
Not fun at all.
Not fun at all.
Very scary.
It does not do the clean moves, really. I mean, obviously this move up was extraordinarily clean and would have printed on that one. But I don't know. Were you looking at Coinbase this morning? I didn't even think to look at Coinbase this morning until I heard Sean and Neil say 10%. Or I think it was Sharif yelling 10% Coinbase, which is insane to me. And what happened to that Vine? Where are we at on Vine? Vine's just consolidating at the highs. So took out that 80. Now we're consolidating back below 70. This Coinbase looking awesome right now. Let's take out that $79.50 price and then get down to $78. We're looking solid on this one. 50 period is right where I want to get my my fill, so that's a good spot to take that one out.
Yes, sir. Still watching Coinbase. Disney continues to give us more profits over here. Just take some size out on that one. Maybe I'll take some more out. Screw it. Take some size out over here. Of course, they're not going to give me the fill. I'm just going to leave that order hanging out. CCL back to being flat on the day for me. Right back to near the high days. Been grinding that 50 period EMA on the 1 minute chart here, and right back to the upside. So not looking good. This might be a loser trade, I'll be honest with you. This might not just work out. But Disney, we love the fact that Disney is doing exactly what we needed to do. And also Coinbase. You guys saw how Max and I were looking for all the right reasons to hold the trade, and thankfully those right reasons showed up and they played out that way, and now you're watching Coinbase right back to the downside, holding that 50-period EMA on the 1-minute chart though. Let's see what you guys are trading in the chat. Oh yeah, wheat sector is like booming today for some reason. CGC up 40%, like
40?
what? Yeah, 47, 50% up for CGC. But Sean had a good joke. It's like, even though the stock is up 50% on the day, I'm still down 90% on my long term. And that's the sad fact of these weed stocks over here, man. I mean, look at any single weed stock out there. Weed.to, I think, is the ETF. No, that's the CGC on Toronto side. But what is the ETF? MJJ, I believe, is the ETF. Marijuana ETF, or it's not MJJ either. Let's quickly go to this side. MJJ, it's got to be MJJ, right? Maybe they took it out. Oh, purple, yeah, there you go. It's on the NEO market, okay. It's trading at up 3% today for the overall marijuana ETF. There's another one too that you guys use. I think it's HM. No, that's not the one, I forget. It's been a while since I pulled up any weed ETFs. I mean, I don't trade weed stocks anymore. There was a real big boom back in the day for the weed stocks, obviously. If you remember watching Tilray, which went up to $400 on that one day, that was a pretty monster.
$400 Tilray?
Yeah, it went to 400 one day.
It's currently trading at $1.70?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at this one right here. Went up to $300, $400 on this day. Monster squeeze a couple months after IPO, even with the negative earnings catalyst. So it was like, okay, Tilray, calm down. But immediately right back to the downside. Now it's down $1. I mean, that's the nature of this stock. What is going on over here? Did I just see 300 lots on Tesla somewhere to the downside on a bid? Tesla is now at 275, and I think I saw 300 lots on the bid somewhere. So I'm gonna try and find that size again. TSLA on NQ. Let's see where we can find that bidder. Show up. Where was that? Oh, we just saw that. Damn. But Tesla now at lower days, still up 5%, and I think this is a long here.
Yeah, I think 275 should be a long on Tesla. I kind of missed that. That's actually a huge miss. 275 is such an obvious spot to get long on this name. Damn, how do I execute on this now? Can't really do it. If you can get like a low fill, like somewhere in the 20s on 275, maybe that's the way to do it. Probably should have been watching this one as it goes down.
Still holding coin?
Still holding it. About to get stopped out. There we go.
It's not
Stopped
good.
out on coin. So wrong move, I guess. Had to be in higher to get that dollar move that we wanted as Coinbase makes a new high now. Too bad on that one, but
That's going.
You can't win them all, can you? See, what did we have? Yeah, 86, and then 87.50 on Coinbase for the next spots. What a breakout move on that stock. As Tesla's just pulling back in. So the pre-market low kind of area was 276-ish. 275, 75 kind of. So it's like we're right there right now. I'm wondering if we do one more little attempt to push down and then we go up. I think I might have missed this trade, sadly, but can't have them all on Tesla. Can't have them all.
Gotta catch them all, Pokemon. CCL out of the money. Coin, I just got back in near the high day over here, and I'll risk the high day because that was like 80, 60s or so. We didn't want to give it that much risk, so screw it. I'll just get back in the money, 13 cents now, but the stock can easily move 13 cents in a flash of a second, so watch out for that one. Tesla is still around 276, currently holding this 276 area pretty well, so I'm just waiting to see what it wants to do under 276, playing the over over here. There we go, a little bit of buying coming in. NASDAQ market holding up near the bottoms. NASDAQ doesn't want to break the 15,000, 50 cents in the money now. Let's go, Tesla.
Oh, you bought down there. Nice.
Tesla's on one, and I'm on one.
Oh, yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
That 277, like an extremely key price for me. Last time we gapped up into like 279.50 and everybody thought we were going to get that 270 or that 280 break. Tesla resisted 277 on the offer for like 20 minutes after the market opened and then absolutely flushed like $15 or something. So if we, I don't know, if we close below that price again, that seems kind of bad. I think we're not going to. I expect us to break out from that price again today. So I'll be watching that. At Coinbase trying to make a new high again too. Vine finally pulls back, but still above that 70 price. So holding the 70 price for now on that Vine. Wondering if we do get the dollar test. There's a bid, 1,000 lots on the bid there at 71 cents. Obviously, what is that? 1,000 lots is 100,000 shares? Yes. So that's only like a $70,000 order there. So a lot of people on this floor could take out that order if they wanted to, and really nothing to get too concerned about, I think. So I just don't see any way to execute on this. Maybe if you get like 10,000 lots on some bid somewhere, you could kind of structure something on that. But any size on this name, you gotta be careful of, because it is only that 70 cents. What else we got going on? BTC broke out. Is that what people are saying? I guess that makes sense because Coinbase is breaking out. So if BTC is breaking out, Coinbase breaking out, all makes sense. I should pull up a BTC
BTC
chart
ain't breaking
here.
out nowhere, bro. Cap. Okay, it is. Never mind. It is breaking out.
31.2 on BTC, eh? All right. Wayner says that, Bitcoin only runs, like all these rallies just happen exactly at the halving date for Bitcoin. So it'll run into the halving.
Halving day?
Or isn't it the halving or something?
I've never heard that, okay.
When they cut the supply, every time they cut the supply on Bitcoin, it rallies. And that's the start of the next crypto rally market. So we're not there yet. So not expecting
almost had me excited for a second.
Bitcoin to touch highs or anything. Gotta wait. I think it's next year. I don't know. Someone in the chat will tell us. But whenever that happens, the halving.
The halving. Oh, okay. Cut
Exactly.
the reward, halving day.
Every time they have, Bitcoin rallies like crazy. And then the next crypto market starts. Has Coinbase just rejected a new high again? I don't know. I feel like this price action is just kind of enticing me, but there's not a whole lot of edge on Coinbase. The liquidity is so bad. Like you're losing like 40 cents every time you try to get short this name, because you just have to give it that room, and it's not giving you that move down. But looking kind of good right now. You are short and in the money again.
This is how life goes, man. You're in the money 1 second and you're not the other. How do we manage that is the question. For me, you guys know my setup, punch and pray. And it's working for 2 positions. It's not working for 2 positions. So that's just how it goes normally. Tesla at the moment, in the money, but nothing too much, or they're only 50 cents in the money, and I don't have a lot of size on that trade. You guys know how scared I am when I'm trading Tesla, so I don't have any size here. So I'm not going to get out over here for $1 per share profit, because I think the stock could easily go back to 280. I'm holding the stock for a possible move back up to 280. I don't know if Obi knows that he is going on the show today or not, so we'll wait for him. He's got about 8 minutes over here to get ready for that one. Disney's still moving up, ladies and gentlemen, but only 10 cents in the money, so can't get too happy. And right now we're actually seeing a little bit of a slowdown on Disney. This 90, 50, 90, 60 area just not moving too much. Here we go, some buying coming in. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And CCL did break the high a day, but we have that level. 1924 was where my line was. So I'm going to give it up to 1930, 1950 or so on that short. Maybe even add more on the higher end of the short here for that possible drop back down to VWAP or even the 50-period EMA later on. So just going to keep grinding with this position. Tesla in the money, Coin in the money, Disney in the money, and CCL out of the money at the moment by 8 pennies. So let's go check out Coin, because we do know that this stock could easily return back to where it was. Let's take some size out there for this 27-cent win. Tesla still hanging out only at a 50-cent win. People saying Coin back at 80. Yeah, it is back at 80, and it could hold 80 at this point, because we've seen buyers step up and hold it at 79, 60, 79, 80 areas. And I'm not sure why I'm bleeding over here, but yeah.
I don't know. Those rejections at the top are looking pretty juicy on Coin as we break down through 80 again. Kind of wishing I took that little wick high scalp back down scenario that you took there, but can't have them all, I guess. Yeah, Coinbase through 79.50 looks like that's like the real breakdown spot. So congrats to any shorts above 80 on that one. Rivian's going for the high again. So 19.20 kind of on Rivian. Do we take out $20 today on this name? I was looking at the short float. I think it's
22.
16% on Rivian. According to trade ideas, could be more, could be less. depending on who you trust on those short floats. But I mean, that's a decent amount of shares that are short this name. What is that? 80 million or so shares short. And I mean, we've done actually a good volume on Rivian today. I haven't seen Rivian do like 60 million shares in quite some time. So definitely a bullish move here out of Rivian.
What, 60?
Yeah, 60 million shares today.
It's doing the amount of Tesla shares? What?
Yeah, Rivian's doing like real volume today. Obviously, it is 1/5 or 5% of the price of Tesla, but still a decent amount of volume. Good amount of interest in this name today. I'm wondering, do we break $20 on Wednesday? That would probably be a banger breakout if that happened off the open. I'll be watching that. And then, if we crack this 22, I mean, the next stop is like $27 on Rivian. We've come down from a very, very, very high price. I remember back in here on like the IPO, kind of the IPO range, I was thinking, do I buy Rivian at like $100 when it dips back down? And I was like, no. Let's see it break $100, see what it does. Maybe we can get it into the 70s. And this thing just kept going down. And I never got involved, thankfully. But investors hurting on Rivian. I wonder if people are out of it. If you're in at IPO and this thing comes down from $180 down to 20, are you just bailing on it? Or is that just a bag hold? For me, probably a bag hold.
Chad over here is asking me if I talked to my girlfriend this weekend, and the answer is no. No, we did not find a wife this weekend, Chad. Sorry, sadly. We were too busy just dancing. That's it. We were just too busy dancing, and we enjoyed it. That was fun. Still low on energy, man. I'll be honest with you. I slept all day yesterday, but I'm still low on energy. And you could probably see that on the show over here. It's not screaming and yelling the whole day today. And probably this is what I should do: go to a rave right before every show, and then that way I'm not screaming in people's ears or something. I don't know. If whoever wants to support me going to a rave every day before going on the show, just send me those super chats at the 4 o'clock show or the after-hours show, and that'll work out. People saying Seema Modi, hold up, is she on right now? No, she's not on. So we don't look at the CNBS if Seema Modi is not online at the moment. That is the wifey though. Look at Disney now, Max. More size showing up at a higher price.
People are chasing this name up.
What's going on with Disney?
What was the news on Disney today?
I don't know if there was any. Sharif. Is there any news on Disney, mate? Because this stock just keeps showing buyers again and again and again. I mean, I'm gonna try to take more size over here, average into the long over here. We already took some size out. I'm gonna average into the long. If buyers want to fight for this price and they want to keep taking fills at the higher end of the price, why don't I just join them? So here we go. No news, says Sharif. And we're watching the stock still. Buyers fighting for the price. So let's go, Disney. Keep going. Launch. Also still looking at Coinbase, up 30 cents in the money. Tesla, I don't know why Tesla's not moving right now around this 276 area. Come on, just pop up to the north side, Tesla. But right now, my focus has to be on Disney. I mean, is that a spoofer? Is that a real size?
I think the fact that we're chasing it up like this
is real.
It's probably real. I mean, it's a lot of danger to kind of spoof something just like 3 cents below the bid on a stock like Disney. If someone wants that, they can get it.
They'll wipe it, yeah.
And if you don't want to be long 40,000 shares of Disney at basically the high of day, I don't think, and then you have to dump that down. Like, you'd be kind of crazy to spoof that. As Tesla just rolled off that 277 price, so clean rejection there, and then goes $1.50. XPEV also, I screwed up, man. I said I wanted $13.50. It gets down to $13.55. I'm too slow to pull it up, and then it rockets off like 20 cents before I can even consider to put a trade on this XPEV. So found the buyers exactly where I thought we would find the buyers on this name. Do we get back into like VWAP or something like that, which appears to be at 1420-ish? I don't know, but I think a run back into 14 might make sense. I just don't want to pay 20 cents higher than I should on this one. If we get back down to like 1360, could throw a bid in there and try to run this one back up higher. I don't know. Like, is this trading off of Tesla today? Not really. Maybe Neo, actually. It's probably trading off Neo today, or they're trading off each other. Which one? Yeah, they're both kind of based out at the same time. Neo based out a little earlier and is now going for that $10 level. I don't know. I don't know what to do with these Chinese EVs today. I feel like, 1 hour left in the market, probably not worth taking a whole lot of more trades today. If something like really pops off, then understandable, but I think I'm pretty much settled on the day on my trading. Unless Tesla like fail breaks 275, I think that would be maybe the only trade that I would take today with 1 hour to go, because you can get that quick like pop up to $1 to $2 in the money with 50 cents of risk there.
Yeah, that size is real, man. That size is not budging at the moment. They keep refreshing it too. That's the beautiful part. And we've seen these buyers on Disney all the way from $90 and now at $90.65. They were fighting for the price every 10-cent increments. So clearly somebody wants size. I'm wondering if it's Kathy Wood at this point. That's the only one we see pushing size randomly. I just realized it's 12:01 and Obi-Wan Kenobi is right in front of me. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be heading out. Have a great, not long weekend, but 4th of July. I'll see you guys Wednesday and also tomorrow or tonight after the stream ends at 1?
1 o'clock.
So I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock. Have fun, guys. Peace.
All right, thank you, Pred. We're going to get the King of the Jungle in here. I can only guess what name he has been trading today. Could somebody say Amazon? Could somebody say Amazon potentially? Amazon making a new recent high there. Oh, Sharif wants the camera, so throwing it over to Sharif.
Cameraman, we got a segment here. All right, let's see how the market is doing, guys. We are flat on the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, both all flat on the day. The NASDAQ posting a 0.1% loss. The crude actually not doing bad, half a point to the high side. Bitcoin, Ethereum, we'll talk about that. Both decidedly red. Bitcoin now 2.25 to the good. Ethereum 2% to the good. The other one moving at the moment is the one that they were talking about on the midday, Vine. This one made about an 82-cent top retracing. Now, keep your eye on this one. Up 180% is the name. It's not what you think, guys. It's not Vine, the old social media app. No, this is Vine, the winery out in Napa. The other one, Coinbase, up 12.25%. This is on news that the filing of the BlackRock Fidelity Spot Bitcoin ETF was refiled today on behalf of Fidelity, and that is getting the market definitely very excited. That $78 dip, essentially a VWAP dip on Coinbase, was absolute money. Near highs now, $80.85, the high on Coin, guys.
What's everybody trading in the chat right now? I got nothing. I'm waiting for, Tesla is coming down into that price that I want to see. So we'll see what happens here at 275. I may just punch in on a 275 fail break, but it's looking like we really want to reject that 277 price, test some lower areas. The gap is still $10 or $11 right now on Tesla. So we got some room to go down. You can't get too aggressive stepping in front of these prices. Somebody was asking me to take a look at AMD, I believe. AMD looked like it was just kind of consolidating in the middle. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, we're still at 115. I think, that's a clean kind of double bottom there. So, you'd be looking for this to kind of take out the 50 period right now. VWAP is at, let me check, AMD. Yeah, VWAP is up at 115.50, so right at this kind of breakout price. So I think, the long makes a lot of sense if you're in low. I don't know that I would want to be taking a breakout right now with 55 minutes left in the day on this long weekend-ish, holiday-ish, whatever you want to call it, day here. I imagine the volume. It is power hour. We are in power hour right now.
Power hour.
We are definitely in power hour. So yeah, a little power hour rally potentially on AMD through the highs here, up 1%. I didn't even realize AMD was back up to these prices. Last I remember, it was at 108 or something. So good recovery there on Friday for AMD and continuing that trend back up. Its friend NVIDIA also looking decently strong today, but can't really get through those highs. Nothing really wanting to make the big moves. And NVIDIA looking a little weaker on the day than AMD. What did you get into there, Obi?
Okay, yeah, we're set up. How's it going, everybody? I hope you had a great weekend and looking forward to 4th of July. Yeah, I traded a little bit of Amazon, I guess. You know, just well, I might be a little familiar with the name. You know, just a little maybe. Okay, so let's we can talk about what I kind of did. I'll start off with looking at the daily chart here. Let's pull this up. So as you guys know, actually, you know what? Daily is not as indicative. Let me pull up the 2 hours. What's that? All right. Yeah. What's on the rundown right now? Tesla. All right. Okay. So we are talking about Tesla. All right. Boom. So yeah, so look at what Tesla's doing. Tesla's got some strength today. We're testing this high from before. Let me get some of these EMAs out of the way. All right. So in terms of technicals, what I'm looking at here, like I know Max had the push into 280. That was a great trade. This kind of like range break of pre-market. Look at this double top in pre-market, right? Come up around 4 a.m., 4:05. You hit the 280. You take an attempt at it. You try again around 7 a.m. Don't really make it. Great shorts off the failure to follow through off the 280. Come into the open. The real volume comes in. Real liquidity comes in. We finally break through that 280 and look at the strength that really comes in, because you have a double top that kind of was made today. And I think Tesla was doing. I think I was talking to Max earlier in the kitchen this morning. 280 break, right? There was like 5 million volume in the pre-market. So like that break, I really like the idea of that break. That's my look on Tesla.
All right, guys, next on the hopper, Rivian up 14.5%. What a move it's been on the day for Rivian. They reported this morning that they produced 13,992 vehicles and delivered 12,640 of those. So a little bit of excess inventory, but great production numbers. Up, like I said, over 14% above VWAP with a 1940 top. Any trade here, guys?
Rivian off the open was, I mean, it was a similar move to Tesla, right? They both just kind of shot up off the open, take out their pre-market high. That break is clean, and then keep rallying up. I mean, I like the idea of going long Rivian. I'm not going to do it at high of day on a day like today, but you know, we dipped down into like this 1850 again. Maybe you got to trade there. I don't think that happens with only 50 minutes to go on the day, but yeah, I mean, awesome move. It even gives you like a little bit of a reload spot here at 1879, push up through 19, gets you back out, back through 19. And I don't know, I mean, the trade today was that pre-market high, that opening drive. I would love to see a 20 break potentially on Wednesday, potentially later this week. If Rivian starts cruising back up, I mean, we took a look at it not too long ago, Pratt and I, and there's lots of levels that we can get back to on Rivian. Obviously going to be a ton of bag holders along the way who are trying to get out of some nasty longs.
Yeah.
Some bag boys indeed. And yeah, I mean, you know, definitely bullish news on Rivian to be able to produce a vehicle at $80,000. I think they were previously quite a lot more than that. And I mean, I always thought that Rivian's product was cool. They haven't really been able to deliver. They haven't really been able to sell all that much yet. But I think if this company gets going, you know, there's a lot of air to the upside that we could push. And you know, these breaks today were pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right on that. Like, because for that reason. Because Rivian wasn't performing as well. Like when you look at the chart, since its IPO, pretty much like it's had a strong seller sentiment, right?
Yeah.
Because I guess they're obviously not at the same level as Tesla right now. We don't know, but the short interest is what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah.
Right. The short interest has definitely been accumulated on this name. For that very reason, it's like, okay, yeah, they do some things, but yeah, they can be better, and we kind of saw that selling sideways, and now look at this break. like monthly, multi-month break is what's happening right here off the 16. Yeah, there's definitely some buying pressure, and we kind of saw that coming in on that drive this morning.
It has been very strong. Again, trading higher. We teased this at the top. On the back of the CBOE's refiling of Fidelity's Bitcoin spot ETF, the spot Bitcoin ETF. There we go. Proposal. It was initially denied last week by the SEC. It was resubmitted apparently again today. And all it requires is just a little bit more information. We'll see how that one pans out. But the stock liking it right now, up 11%, was higher at times, with an $80.85 high, up 11%.
Yeah, that Coinbase move off the open was nuts. I didn't prep that much this morning because I saw Tesla gap up, and I knew exactly what I was going to do today based on that. So I really didn't look at much other news. I didn't really care. I knew that I was going to be, making or losing quite a bit on Tesla today. And I mean, if I looked at Coinbase, I probably would have made even more because I can take a lot more size on this name than a Tesla. But I don't know. You can't have them all, as I've been saying all day. But this move up, awesome. The move back down, I figured we could catch a move back into like 75 today, 74. Coinbase has shown us so many times that it will do these moves up off the open and then give most of it back. But just kind of nasty on the short today. There's always a bid. It would go down, break a level, and then there's a bid right below it, and it shoots it right back up. Finally rolling over from this 80 price, 80.50, I guess it decides to roll over from. Prad had this short right in here, which was great at 80.30s. That's what you want to see. You want to see that final rejection and then come back down. We still haven't broken 79 though. So, Coinbase still has a bid on it. It's still strong going into the close. Maybe a power hour rally through that 81 price. I mean, 81 breakout might be something if it happens in the next 20 minutes. I don't know that I can go long on this name because I'm always so bearish on it. But yeah, I mean, congrats to the longs on this one today. Anybody who has Coinbase in the long term, I don't know that they would have expected it to be at this price today, and I think, figured that the sellers would come in on it.
Yeah, for sure. I think Bitcoin might be giving it a little bit of push because I think this is up today on what was it? The Coinbase jumps after CBOE refiles Fidelity Bitcoin ETF application.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely. Take a look at what Bitcoin is doing, right? What we did over the past couple of days, and that's definitely going to have an effect on what Coinbase is doing coming out the open today, right? Look at this consolidation break right below this 30,000 on Bitcoin. This is the hourly chart. Look at this lick grab. Like we had this over the weekend. Crazy volatility, a lick grab, couple $600 underneath the support, brings it back in, and now we're testing the top of the range again. And coming in today, yeah, look at that. You can see that kind of reflected on Coin, and obviously it's a catalyst-driven move. And yeah, Coin definitely building up even before this catalyst came out. So in anticipation, looking left, can we see some longer-term levels here? Yeah, look at that. Right there, right away, 85, 90, these tops from before. If we start breaking this, looking left, look at all the space we have left to go, right? Significant consolidation after this top is up here at 150. So yeah, a little bit of air if we really do get going. And yeah, I think Bitcoin might need to start moving a little past 35 for those levels to kind of come in on Coin.
Down and to the right is AstraZeneca, the British pharma giant's lung cancer drug, disappointed investors in the late-stage clinical trial. 9% to the downside today. We're watching this one in the pre-market. It was still hovering around that 67.5. 65 though, 65.12, 65 incoming, possibly down 9%, guys.
Yeah, that down 9% on the day for such a large company. That is something for sure. I got to be honest, I did not notice this news until I saw it on the rundown here. But that 65 price looks kind of juicy for a potential breakdown right now. I mean, this name has only been down on the day, 65, kind of that key even dollar area. And if we go to the daily chart, there is some room to fall on this stock. We've been up and to the right for quite some time now, since September of last year, pretty much on an uptrend the whole way, a couple of bumps along the way. But, if we give up this consolidation here at 63.75 down to 62.50, I mean, I would say 62 breakdown would be pretty nasty for this AstraZeneca you know, you don't want these major drugs to be failing, and you know the selling has definitely come in today. I wonder if this 65 price is like the decision point on the day. If we, you know, if we're going to continue to fall into the close, that 65 break could be pretty nice, and I'm almost convincing myself to take that one to the downside and see if we can get a little bit more sell pressure into the close. Obviously, the SSR bounce might be a thing at negative 10%, but we ain't there yet, and 1 more percent would take us down to like almost 64, I guess. So maybe some downside left in this name.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think there's a lot of downside left in this name because, like, look at the news here. Down over 7%, on pace for largest percent decrease since December 2020. Now, what was happening in 2020 that this company might have been ramping up production for, right? Just a guess. I think there's a lot of downside on this, that like things are starting to slow down, obviously, right? So this name has been kind of grinding up even before, like this was the COVID crash, right? Look at this trend here. We're kind of coming back down to the bottom of that trend. So yeah, definitely a lot of selling left, a lot of pressure to come off on this name, and I think this catalyst really brings that in and kind of confirms that move for that range.
The rundown brought to you by Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used on our desk and by many of our traders. You see every day what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description for 20% off. Shout out to the folks there at Trade Ideas. All right, guys, last but not least, this Vine stock that we were talking about earlier. This one is not Vine, the social media company, guys. Let's not confuse that one. This one, Vine Winery, sub $1 stock with an 82-cent top. You saw Max and Prad trade this on the midday show, holding VWAP and 70 pennies. Max, what's the look here?
I mean, I love that kind of 65-cent hold. I mean, it makes a higher low here at that 60 kind of price. Gets right back above the halt price of 64, and we continue to move up. I mean, the obvious place to stop out is below 60, like 59.99 or whatever, and you'd be looking for $1 on this name potentially. If we squeeze through the high again, you got to imagine there are shorts on the day who are not going to want to continue to hold this. Trying to find a short float. It is negligible on this name, so you know, just a pure squeeze. I mean, I don't trade the stocks under $1 unless they have a very thick book, and this one does not at all. I mean, if you're even trying to take, you know, 5,000 shares on this, which is only $4,000, you're going to take out a couple levels here. Yeah. So, you know, it is not safe at all on this name, and I do not like to trade the ones that aren't safe. The idea of the high of day breaking, though, I mean, I could see that going straight into a halt and into $1 this afternoon, but you know, not a lot of time left to do that. We'll see if it's got the juice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a squeeze. Like, look at this tight consolidation that we've had over the past couple of months, and we kind of like rebid right up into there, holding above that. So like that $0.50, I think, is a great look to kind of see if it holds above or below this consolidation. Again, it is a penny stock. You gotta be very wary of the volatility, but like, yeah, when it's doing volume, there's definitely a pattern there from the liquidity. But yeah, that consolidation range for sure, good watch on the $0.50.
All right, I guess that concludes the rundown here.
Okay.
We'll go back to Tesla, which does put in a higher low there above 275. So tries to get back into that 275 for the breakdown. Wish I could take this wick out, but I cannot at the moment. So 275 being the ultimate low. Sharif hasn't updated his platform. I know. Oh, Tesla giving you $3 off the bottom there. So I was looking for it to come back into 275 and do a fail break. It doesn't even give you that 275 price and starts ripping back up. What's the NASDAQ doing? Not a whole lot, but you know, a little bit of a move off the bottom here on NASDAQ. You want to see that NASDAQ take out that 15,335 kind of price and then blast back into 15,350 and higher. Really tight consolidation down here at the low. So if we do break this out, this is the pre-market kind of low area. If we break that out after a consolidation like this, you could expect I don't know, like a little retracement back into the middle kind of thing, 15,360, maybe a little higher. Range extremely small on NASDAQ today, not even 100 handles. Usually we would see, 150 to 200, I think. And again, like the ES's range is only like 10 handles today. So ultra tight, but Tesla holding the lows there.
Yeah, definitely.
wish
I'll
I
be
had
watching
that.
Tesla for that 280 because like there's a lot of sympathy going on today as well between just the EVs because the Tesla 280 break. Now, if there's any convincing break in the last 40 minutes of the day, and Tesla really snaps through that 80. That 280 again, like I think we can get some really strong volume to the upside off this morning initial reaction break off this 1940 area on Rivian, right? Because yeah, a lot of these EVs are doing a little bit of a sympathy move with Tesla. So that 280 definitely on watch. We could get some strong push because look at the buildup, right? You have consolidation and then a hold above every time, right? Pre-market, you rip up, right? You hold the previous close levels, and then you kind of grind up. You hold in this consolidation. You kind of dip down, and then you reclaim. So it is really winding up and building into this 20 area. So Rivian continuation over the next couple of days potentially off of this news. Like we said before, it is this consolidation break, a multi-month break. So a little bit of March, April. And up all the way into last month as well, June, right? So like these tops have been made with significant volume, as you can see. Like look at the heavy selling that kind of comes in. So yeah, did we trap a lot of shorts in here? Yeah, because these were great shorts to have. But if you kind of waited on them and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna hold this short until it goes to 0, or yeah, Rivian's going to $10, I'm gonna cover at the 10. Nobody got that. Right? We held the 12s, we pushed the 15s, we break the consolidation. And now we're rocketing up into the 20s, right? So into this previous consolidation area, what do we got? We got 21, 22. That's potential levels to be watching out for in the coming days. How does this look on the weekly, right? Weekly, pretty much looking the same. You're doing the weekly breaks. So next level, 22. That's very clear on the weekly here. You got some sellers there with those wicks. And if we break the 22, then the 20, 25 area, I think the 25 test becomes a little bit higher probability through that, so that if you want to take those $3 in there, that's a potential trade as well. But yeah, we'll be watching Rivian for that 20 push all day today.
Oh yeah, and you got to think like if you're short Rivian up high in the 80s and the 100s, even in the 50s, like you've had your trade, and you got to assume that this company is going to turn some kind of decent product out eventually. I mean, if you're sitting there like 90% in the money and you're not taking that off, I think you're kind of crazy. But I know that these hedge funds do short names looking for that actual 0. They're looking for them to go bankrupt, and they don't cover.
I mean, they were kind of exposed with the whole GME debacle, right?
Yeah.
Swing shorting is a thing. Like I don't know why there's a huge stigma around swing shorting, but like to be honest, we saw live like how some of that money is really made, right? When those players get in trouble, oh boy.
Oh right?
Yeah. So definitely a good look there on kind of a squeeze coming in on these names here. Coin as well, right? Coin, we're talking about that, keeping an eye on Bitcoin. Let me pull that up. What about ETH? How do you think coin kind of moves relative? Is it more like BTC or is it more ETH and a little bit of both? Like what's coin really pushing on? Let us know in the chat. What do you guys think? What are your opinions on that? And yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mainly Bitcoin kind of rules the market at the moment, and everything else is dragged along by that. But the entire crypto market is basically what Coinbase trades off of, and also trading volumes in the crypto market. So when that kind of heats up, that's where Coinbase makes their money, right? I'm looking at Netflix at the moment. Somebody in the chat saying Netflix going crazy. I wouldn't say this is going crazy necessarily. Volume ultra light today on Netflix, only 3 million shares there done on this name. But going for that 440 price, which has been kind of resistance recently. If we take a look at the 30-minute chart, 440 was resistance for a long time, holds to the upside for one day, and now we're back below it. I'm really interested in the 450 break. I think when that comes, and then we get earnings next in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Let me check on that. I think it was the 21st that Netflix reports. Thank you, trade ideas for this. July 19th after hours. So we only got like 2 to 3 weeks before Netflix reports. If we get that 450 break into that report, and then maybe get the 500 break on the report, assuming Netflix does well. I mean, people really liking what they're seeing out of these. What is it? The ad-supported tier on Netflix. They're liking the subscriber growth from that, and Netflix making a killing off of those ads.
Yeah,
You pay for
definitely.
Netflix?
Yeah. I've been, what was it, a couple days ago, I finished watching that Bernie Madoff special that they have on. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Like,
no,
they
I
do
never watched it.
like a dramatic.
Somebody was telling me to watch that one a couple months ago.
It's
I
not
totally
bad. It's
forgot
not bad
about it.
actually. It's pretty cool. Yeah, going back to this Coinbase, I just pulled up the weekly chart on Coin, right? Now take a look at this, guys. Like look at the way the chart is kind of building up. This consolidation built on top of 50, kind of wicks down, fails to follow through, lick grab, whatever you want to call it, and now we're pushing back into the top of the range with a little bit of expanding volume, right? This consolidation here with this like relatively larger volume that kind of started in May 22. I'm watching this to kind of push, because like look at all the great prices we have in here. You have 100, you have 110 where this top is. So like from 80, we got a long ways to go if there's kind of continuation on the weekly, right? So a potential test of 85, a potential break of like, okay, what is this top here? The high is 87.60, right? So like this 90 area, a test into 90, I think is inevitable if we don't start to wick off this week. As you can see, like there have been sellers that show up at this level underneath the 90. So if they're not there, and if they kind of get negated with the buying pressure, I think that we can easily test 100 in the next couple of weeks, especially if Bitcoin kind of holds up, and even if it kind of stays about the same, the sentiment with this the ETF, the Bitcoin ETF, can really push people to come in and buy and hold this Coinbase for that expected move, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking the look of the daily chart on Coinbase. I figured we could kind of sell it off today off of 80, looking like it wants to hold that area. So if we hold that area, gap up again on Wednesday on Coinbase, you know, things could really start to heat up on this name. What did we say the short float was? 23% on Coinbase. So
A little bit of, you might have a little bit of tailwind there.
there might be a little bit of buy support there. Maybe you should have been considering the long instead of trying to short this thing.
When you start breaking tops and you're sitting on a heavy short flow, at least like above like 15-20%, yeah, you're gonna have a bit of buying pressure there. I think it's safe to assume that much at least. But yeah, definitely a lot of tailwinds there. What are we looking at here? People talking about MSTR on MSTR. Pull that up. Yeah, because another crypto name which is kind of I guess related to coin as well for the same reasons. Look at the move this has had today. How crazy is this move? Look at this, 350 out the open, MSTR. Throw a moving average on there, man. Look at this. Throw a 9 on there. Throw maybe a little bit longer time frame, maybe not the 10, and then maybe the 5. Whoa, look at that line fitting we got going on.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You're the master of the line fit, eh?
So it seems like it's respecting the 5-minute, right? The 5-minute on this EMA.
Which is basically
Pretty
the 50
strong.
period on the 1 minute as well.
Okay.
So yeah, if you take a look at this red line here, you basically just bounce off the 50 period on the 1 minute all day long on MSTR. Only 800K of volume though.
Solid
so
support.
for our kind of style of trading, it doesn't really work to be trading something with under 1 million shares of volume on the day, especially you know, this high value kind of name. Because you can get smoked pretty fast on this one.
You don't want to be a nice chunk of the traded volume on the day.
No, exactly. And
Put some targets on your back if you do that.
Exactly. And is it? I mean, you can like get into a small share size, and you take 20 shares on the 350 break or something, and you're risking maybe like $100, $5 back down, and it gives you $25. The risk to reward makes some sense. It's just like, how much mental capital am I willing to spend on a move like this? And Robinhood as well. I saw some people in the chat talking about Robinhood. Look at this. Robinhood just skyrocketing today. Skyrocketing today up to that almost $11 price. So up like 8% on Robinhood. Is this also on the crypto news? Or do they have their own?
I think everything is
think it's
probably
just
running
crypto.
because of the Bitcoin ETF. Right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's a
exactly.
little bit of strength in there. A lot of these names do have a somewhat of a significant short float, so it makes sense that you get a catalyst, long-term shorts. You're like, okay, maybe I want to start getting out of this thing because it's starting to firm up. I think that's a good look to have, and we're kind of seeing that form print being printed on the charts. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are in like a long-term consolidation. My chart not wanting to load further back than July of last year for some reason. No, they didn't IPO in July of last year. But yeah, I mean, this like 1150 kind of area, and then ultimately like a 12 break is where people start getting really squeezed out of Robinhood, and we've seen some awesome moves out of Robinhood previously. Very muted recently, but a lot of these stocks with high short floats getting kind of squeezed out of their range could be some interesting long opportunities for the next couple weeks on some of these names. I mean, even like XPEV has an okay short float. I think it's like 7%, but the float is kind of huge on XPEV, so 7% is still a lot of shares. There's still some fuel to the fire there. So I'll be looking on this one to continue the break out of its range. Previous range was 1350. That's exactly where I find support today. Now we're back up to that 14-ish area. And I'll be looking for the 15 break eventually on XPEV if we do get it. Not looking great on the daily chart with this reversal candle, but we are holding above this 1350 price, which was a double top. So, this U-shaped kind of recovery here and breakout. And we'll see if we can get some of these higher prices on XPEV. We've seen it squeeze. Like, I remember in this range, it went from 7 to 1350 in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can get another like double up like that on XPEV. $11, 1150 is where we were before. Do we get to 25? Maybe. Yeah.
I think that's definitely in the stars. Like look left on the chart. You just pointed out 18.
Exactly, 18 right there.
You just get level to level. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, gaps like to be filled. Some people on this floor loving the gap fill strategies, maybe a little too much, but yeah, these gaps do have a tendency to get filled.
There's a lot of strategies formulated around gaps because I feel like there's a lot of supply and demand that kind of turns over when that kind of mechanic kind of happens, right? There's a lot of opportunity around gaps. Yeah, I'm just looking at this Amazon chart, man. Look how beautiful this chart is. Wow. This is kind of what I played on today. The Amazon trade 131. I really liked it, right? Last week and the week before, we try to push into the 131. We get the 131.50, fail. Like, we know that there's sellers there. Coming in today, we kind of open up and build into almost continuation from last Friday's price action. We're holding above that closing area consolidation. So I like that look, but you know what? I kind of understood that there were sellers here in the 131.50, and like I was there almost every day watching this price action kind of trading around it, and I was like, what's the probability of that 131.50 breaking on a day like today? And I was like, yeah, no way. So I started selling. And then I started selling 131s and into the 131.50. Even the break felt like I was expecting a failed break, right? So when it did come in, I guess I was a little reserved on getting more in when the move kind of comes back in, and that's something I kind of have to work on. It's like if I know that this move has a little bit of a low probability, but the volatility is still going to show itself and still shake players out of the move that you're expecting. It's never going to be that clean, right? So yeah, off the 131.50, you had to give it like 40, 45 cents. And yeah, sure, I kind of held this position a little bit further, these initial shares, but like the rest of the shares I got up here, I have no problem with. And now something I have to work on is starting to get extremely aggressive when it kind of comes back through a level that I think is key. Coming back in, like look, lower high at the 131.40s, 131.20s kind of start to slow down. I take the short again, and I take it back into this kind of support we had at the 130.60s. Tried to take another cheeky long here because I was like, yeah, great reason to buy when I came in here at the 130.60s, right? Great reason to buy, short or long. Great reason to buy in this area with that kind of price action. But when it comes up and starts to slow down, and I like the price I sold there before as well, kind of take it back in. Tried the long again, and I really did not. I stopped liking this price because of how long we started spending here. Again, today is a short day. We're closing at 1. Right? I don't expect too much to happen in this in this power hour. I was almost expecting kind of a range day today and a muted day for the most part, and that's what we've kind of got out the open. We had the volatility, we had some strong strength, we saw it across the board, and we kind of got muted going into the end of the day today. And I think that makes a lot of sense because people are off. People have taken today off as well. Tomorrow is off, so I think we might see some real volume coming in at the on Wednesday at the end of this week, and maybe some real players start to come back in next week as well. But yeah, that the same area kind of confluence with this 15,300 on the NQ, and the way we came in real hot into this 15.3. Again, I asked myself that same question. We came from 15.4 back into 15.3. What is the probability on a day like today we break that 15.3? Last week we held that 15.3 pretty respectably. So that was definitely helping me out with that area here on Amazon just to see if it kind of held. But it didn't really hold there. Didn't really follow through with the rest of the market. That long would have worked better probably somewhere else. But yeah, a little bit of muted move on Amazon. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really looking at anything else. I know I missed a couple moves on Tesla. That was some great trading this morning.
C3AI now making a move through the high of day. So
yeah, let's take a look at that.
37.45, new high on C3AI. I'm looking at this 38.29, I think it was, 38.30 kind of price from, I guess that was Friday. If we crack that, we got some room to the upside if this chart will load for me. Back into $40, and then above that we had this one big dump day where it went from like that 43, 44 price all the way back into like the price that we're at right now. So this 37.50 has been kind of a key support and resistance price. But the fact that we were here on Friday, I think there's not so much edge left there. I understand the idea of like the high of day break. This was just the opening candle at 37.30. Dipped down all day, shorts feeling good, and then suddenly we're back up to the highs and taking them out. I think we take out 38.30, 38.50. I mean, there's not a whole lot of time left to do that, but we have seen this name go absolutely insane before into the close. So potential that it does that. I would be interested in taking it long through 38.30, but not quite yet. And volume's still kind of light on AI. You want to see it somewhere close to 40 or 50 million to really have like that explosive move up. Rivian also taking out the high again, but not really going anywhere from that. NASDAQ. So yeah, previous high. Oh, we haven't even taken it out. So 1940. Is that the previous high? Yeah, it was. 1940 is the high. We're making a double top there. I wouldn't short it in front of its double top. I mean, if Rivian wants to hold up and make higher lows all day, I don't think, it seems like it wants to break the high right now. So a little bit of size there at 1940 on the offer. I'm expecting that to get taken out and to see some higher prices. I don't really want to take a breakout right now with 20 minutes left. I don't think there's really enough time to get Rivian into like $20 today. So probably not worth the breakout, but
yeah, no.
Nice long if you caught a dip there somewhere below $19 and just riding it up slowly. Pretty nice volume too on Rivian. I'm really hoping that we get that 20 break on Wednesday. That could be an absolute banger out of the open.
Looks like I think there's a decent probability. It's showing an increasing probability for that price to kind of come into play. Now, I am looking at AI since you just started talking about that. Like, yeah, sure, not crazy volume on the day, but look at this expanding volume that pushes into the high of daybreak. We haven't broken last week's levels, and I know Max said he's looking for that one, that 38.30 you said? Yeah, that 38.30 Friday's high. Again, you got to start asking yourself, what is the probability? We got 20 minutes left in the trading day. Now, I don't know how long after hours goes until today and how the liquidity will be during the after hour trading session today, but during this session, like, it almost makes sense. Like, you have expanding volume kind of squeezing into the close. I think that's what we kind of keep missing is like we are about to close in 20 minutes, right? So when you have expanding volume into the close, it's kind of the shorts showing their hand, right? Bit of a squeeze going on. You're like, if not the full float, today's short float that kind of accumulated today is definitely underwater at this price, right? You have at least that much. And then if you start breaking this 38, then you got pieces of last week also kind of getting squeezed. Like, look, yeah, you got anybody who got short on the 35 key area as well, right? 35s, like, you're getting squeezed. Next level 38. After that 40. After that 50. After that, I don't know. Where are we going to 100? We have no idea. But is that break going to come in today? Right now, I think the probability of that is a little muted. Like, take what you can, and yeah.
That's a great point on the volume there. Seeing the volume pick up like that at the end of the day, usually
bit of a tell.
You wouldn't be seeing that. And yeah, it's exactly true. They're showing their hand. People are showing that they need to buy this stock going into the close today. I don't think that I can take a long with 20 minutes left on C3AI at the moment. But again, you know, same thing as like Rivian. If you're long from low, just hang on to this and see where those shorts step up. If we, you know, get back below 37, I think maybe that's where you stop out. But I think, you know, you got to hold a piece of this to see if some people start to get squeezed out into the close. Not SSR yet, didn't quite get there. I feel like C3AI trades half the time on SSR, and that contributes sometimes to these squeezes up.
Here's my question about this SSR mechanic. Like, it's great. There's a reason for that mechanic, right? That's if a stock is going down too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
Right. But now, what about regulation for if a stock is going up too hard, too fast? What about the other side? Why is that just one-sided? Right? That makes no sense. Why? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a reasoning I don't understand. Like, maybe I'm too. You know, but like, maybe I'm too noob to understand this thing. But
I think the idea is
I have no idea
like,
why that's a thing, man. Yeah, it's almost rigged. It's almost you can.
I think the idea is that the average investor is not shorting things, and you know, it's giving the average person some opportunity to get out of their nasty long on a terrible day. And I don't know. It's kind of a tough idea to just limit someone's ability to do something in the stock market. But
yeah, but why would you limit just to one side? That's my thing.
I don't see
you
the
either
idea
you
of
either
limiting
do
the longs.
What's that?
I don't really get the limiting the long.
But
idea.
what if it's a squeeze, right? You're not necessarily limiting a long or a short. You're limiting price volatility.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole purpose. So it's not like, oh, this is for the longs, this is for the shorts. The purpose of an SSR is like, okay, we're going to moderate volatility, but it doesn't make sense if you only moderate volatility to one side. Now, we saw what happens when you don't moderate volatility to the upside.
Yeah.
Right? GME, AMC, do I need to say anything further?
Well, they ended up doing it, right?
Like,
a lot of the exchanges stopped allowing, or a lot of the brokers stopped allowing longs on it.
Yeah, I mean,
that was
some shady stuff.
That was some shady stuff. For sure.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm definitely a gamer at heart, and when stuff like that started happening, I was like, maybe this game has GMs, man. I don't know. Like, there's some fugazi going on. There are definitely people in charge. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like the rationale behind it though is that, you know, they want to limit the amount of blood in the water, and most people are just long, and only sophisticated investors really, or traders or funds or whatever, go short. So they're trying to help the average. They're trying to help the average Joe. You know, all these regulators, they have their political agendas.
True, but isn't it a stat that like what was it 60 to 70% of all volume is straight like firms and prop?
Yeah, probably.
So like that makes almost I don't know. The rules of a lot of games are I guess a little fugazi.
Yeah.
Let's say, and we kind of see that practically in the markets a lot of the times as well. But yeah, my little rant on SSR versus where's the other side of that volatility control.
Back to our friend Tesla here. That 277 key price that we were talking about all day. We break, oh, these wicks are nasty, but we break above it, get up to like 278.50 off that 275 low, and then where do we stop? We stop right at 277 again and then make the next leg up. If I was really being aggressive today, I'd probably have a long off this 277 at the moment. I am not being aggressive with 15 minutes left in the market on this holiday day, but I mean, kind of banger trades just offered all day on Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you like take this 280 breakdown back through, you only have to really give it 50 cents to get that $5 move, and then you get the bounce right off that key 275 price. It's pretty obvious that, you know, if it's going to bounce from somewhere, 275 is kind of just an easy level to pick to try to go along. And it gives you like the clean higher low, 50 cents higher. Kind of just easy trades today, and you know, possibly giving you this 278.50 break, running into the close. You wonder where the imbalances come out on Tesla today. 5 minutes or 4 minutes until those imbalances come out.
I think it might have.
If you get a big buy, send it right back to 280 maybe. Running into the close, NASDAQ kind of
bit of a sell
back
here coming in on Amazon. I thought that might have been the imbalance because I saw like a little bit of hard sell coming in. But you're saying it comes in the next 4 minutes?
Yeah, the imbalances should come out at 12:50, right?
Okay.
If the market's closing
if the market's closing at
1,
yeah, it usually comes out about 10 minutes early. Let's see if that kind of happens. That comes in. It seems like for a second I thought it was right there. I didn't check the time, but there was a bit of a quad-doom type of selling happening on Amazon there, so I was like, maybe that's the inbound sell. But yeah, nothing too crazy to see here.
I'm still watching AZN.
AZN? Yeah, that thing's been. Yeah, that thing's been
hasn't
fading.
broken
You know what?
65
I think
yet.
This is a good look going forward as well. Like I said, there's a lot of selling here, and I think if there are large sellers on the tape, like we talked about this, they can't hide. Like if they have to sell all day or all week or whatever, sure they might do some intermittent selling, but there's definitely a lot of sell space on this name to come in. Maybe not today, obviously, with 10 minutes, roughly 13 minutes left till the close, but coming in on Wednesday, a continuation. Coming in for the rest of the week, continuation. Like let's pull up the weekly chart and see how this kind of started to form, right? Like I said, it's visiting the bottom of this range. So where can we look to find support on the longer term here? Like this is really strong. Like this is 2017, right? The COVID drop was just this. Like all you did was wick and lick grab the bottom of the range on this long-term trend, right? So this is a very strong ticker in my opinion because of that behavior. Now, yeah, can we range within that? For sure. Like it's been doing that for years and years. So we're kind of coming in using this catalyst as a reason to sell, broke the 70 back into the bottom of this range. So let's draw a couple of lines here, I guess, just to define some levels, or I guess define some areas. You know, it doesn't have to be necessarily perfect, but 1 second, let me just take that, and obviously down here. So yeah, this is a look here. Maybe we come back and test into this level, this 59, this 60, off the continuation move, and maybe we start getting some consolidation in this 50-60 area. We know looking left that this has been a key area as well, right? So coming back in, bottom of the range, 60 look, continued short interest. I like that look on AstraZeneca. I think there's a lot of selling left in that.
Yeah, I like the idea of maybe this coming out with a big sell imbalance because it's only done 14 million shares on the day, and maybe, you know, some people want to get rid of this based on that kind of bad data on their new drug. Yeah, I mean, if we break 65, I mean, I have the order there. I've had it there since we started talking about this one on the rundown there. If we break $65 on like a sell imbalance going into the close, I think we can, you know, get maybe 30 to 50 cents out of this. So I'm going to leave my order out there. 45 seconds until those imbalances do come out.
Let's see if it comes in.
Yeah,
You got it pulled up on a locator?
Yeah, I got the imbalance locator here.
Okay, yeah.
So these should populate in about 30 seconds.
30 seconds till the imbalance.
Yes.
Closing on a short day. Feels kind of weird. At
Feels
1
very
o'clock,
weird.
I'm a little hungry. It's lunchtime, but we're about to close the markets. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens on these. I mean, there could be some interesting imbalances. I mean, Tesla has this gigantic gap up.
Yeah, I mean,
It has
look
done
at
100
the
million
ES
shares.
is literally going for the high.
Yeah.
Right? ES is going for the high. NQ is kind of like, it's just a little bit of within its own range, right? But here, this is a little significant. What price is that? 45, right? We're kind of pushing up into 45 going in today. Here are the imbalances. What
All
do
right,
you
we
see,
got the
Max?
imbalances.
Talk to us.
We got a big sell on Amazon, 100 million shares.
Oh, 100 million shares?
Oh, sorry,
on that?
$100 million. Sorry,
Okay.
not 100 million
Whoa,
shares.
whoa.
Sorry.
Give me a heart attack there,
750K
bro, for a
shares,
second.
$100 million imbalance on Amazon. You got Ford, nothing really. What's this? TLT.NQ, I don't even know what that is. Coca-Cola with a buy. BAC, interestingly, with a sell despite being up on the day. Let's see, Google, bit of a buy. Nothing really exciting on these imbalances. Obviously, this AstraZeneca didn't come out with an imbalance, so I will cancel my order
It
there
did absolutely nothing.
to get short. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything huge. None of the, I mean, Amazon, the biggest imbalance. Is anything going on with that one? I know you are very familiar with the prices on that name. Looks like we're going down to the bottom on Amazon right now.
I mean, I came in this morning, I was like, I'm not going to expect much. Like, if we literally open at the same price that we close, like, I would not be surprised. And the fact that we kind of started churning around that opening price early on in the day, and I was like, okay, well, maybe that's what's coming. And seeing as we got 10 minutes left, the opening price on Amazon was 130.82. So yeah, we're about like 40 cents away from that, roughly about the same area, give or take a $0.50. Yeah, looking pretty muted on this name. Now I know other names have had pretty crazy. Like if you were taking the move off of ES, and if something has a closer beta to this ES move, you definitely capitalize on the same long idea I had earlier on in here, right? So still a lot on the table today. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, coming out the open. And again, I think you said a lot of easy trades. I don't know if you want to call it easy, but like very straightforward.
Yeah, very
right?
straightforward.
Very straightforward, and I think that kind of gives into the fact that there are not a lot of players on the field today. Right?
Yeah.
Bit of less competition as well. So it makes sense that you come and notice on a day where you're sitting here every day. It's like, oh damn, there's a little bit of less competition on the table, so we can stay a little relaxed and maybe, I don't know, maybe get more aggressive and fill in the spot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, I don't like going too hard on days with light volume, but
But
I
if
mean,
the trade is there, the trade is there.
If the trade is there, the
Yeah.
trade is there,
Yeah.
and
It'll show
if
itself.
there's less competition, obviously on some of these big names like Amazon, Tesla, Apple, that kind of thing, then it definitely makes life a lot easier because maybe, just maybe, I'm in like the top half of the field that's competing on this stock today versus usually being somewhere near the bottom there.
We'll let
and
charts speak
hoping
for
that
themselves.
that you make it. That you make it. Tesla is starting to go up or continuing its move up, looking to break 279 potentially. So maybe we do get that close at 280 today. And Rivian, new high of day finally, does the move through 1940. It's at 1953, kind of muted. Nothing really going crazy. Coinbase just kind of soaks that dip back up. So Coinbase looking to close right around 80. We called that 80 as being a key price. I thought it was a fade
million
level.
to buy, says Sharif.
Yeah, Sharif 123 to buy. So basically nothing on the imbalance today. Muted day all around. Going back to this imbalance locator, a lot of them have paired off now. I mean, Amazon's still 90 mil to sell. So what is going on with Amazon there? Are we still moving down, or is it?
No, it's kind of testing the bottom of its range. There was this bottom at 130.60 before, so off that imbalance, we kind of cracked through that. This 130.60 was holding pretty strong, and I kind of have it noted down as like, okay, maybe a potential level of interest going forward during this week. But the fact that we kind of smashed through that on the inbound, let's see if there's any follow through. Let's see if it kind of gets rebid up and I guess defended this area. I give it like, you know, plus minus 15, 20 cents. But yeah, let's see if that heavy imbal kind of really plays a part in today's action. I'm like, again, I'm not expecting too much. I'm expecting this thing to kind of close exactly where it is. It was a diddle in the middle over here, and it probably, like, yeah, sure, if you sat through this and you were like, oh yeah, short, 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 it's not getting anywhere, we've made lower highs, yeah, I can kind of see this bit of downtrend off of this rejection that we've had before, right? So yeah, potential intraday swing off of that 131.50 failure to follow through. That
There's
is
1,000
really
lots on the
paying.
bid that are just getting filled right now at
Yeah, some size there
130.30.
for
So
sure.
really picking up here. 5 seconds until they update the big update for
the
NASDAQ
55
stocks
update.
right now. So Amazon appears to be gone from this this list. Should have probably
it looks like it's
yeah,
pretty
35
much
mil to
paired.
sell now. So basically paired off at
Yeah.
imbalance, but continues to go down. Did anything
Yeah,
else
selling.
pop up? Nothing significant popped up here. All these sometimes these amounts can get incorrect. So looking for a decent size imbalance. Amazon, I think, is still the biggest one at like 30 million. So imbalance is extremely muted. Amazon really starting to crash down here, going for that 130 price. Interesting that it happens after the imbalance basically pairs. It was 100 million, now it's like 30, and still cracking down. So.
Yeah,
Do you step in front of this and say this this move is too big?
I accept that these shorts were probably the idea for the day, and I covered them a little early. I had reasons to cover, I had reasons to buy, and I took that trade. And now that there's follow through into the close, yeah, sure, a little bit of FOMO, but nothing too crazy. All I see is like the trade idea is continuing in the direction. Support was broken, imbal is heavy. There's follow through on this rejection. 131 sellers are there. That's what this is showing me. Let's see what we do coming into the week, right?
Makes sense. Like that 131.50 level has been holding for, I don't know, 2 weeks now.
2 weeks, yeah.
Just continues to hold. It broke by like 40 cents. I'm watching Tesla. I said this could get to 280 before the close if this move continues. Yeah. Breaks that 279. That looks like it was pretty clean. Goes almost $1 for you, and not really stopping. There's some big size on the offer there at 280. I ain't taking any trades with only 3 minutes left, but yeah, I mean, great move on Tesla. This is showing strength going into the end of the day. Let's see what happens on Wednesday. That 285 break could be pretty sweet on Wednesday if we get another little gap up. I'll be looking to buy 275 on Wednesday if we get down there. I'll be looking to buy 280 on Wednesday if we gap above it. Definitely some serious opportunity remaining on Tesla, and Rivian making a new high again, 1970 the price on Rivian. So, you know, you get 30 cents on that high of daybreak. That's not so bad. Going into the end of the day,
on
pad
a
the
sub
stats a little
$20
bit.
ticker, that's big.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not something that I would typically trade. I feel like there's usually not enough time to really make enough on those ones. 2 minutes left.
I'll be
until the end of
watching
the day.
130. Look at this 130 on Amazon. Like I think like I said, sellers coming in. We see they've shown their hand on a kind of day like today.
Yeah.
Let's see if we kind of pull back tomorrow over under 130. Can we not tomorrow, Wednesday? But yeah, over under 130. The sellers come in, we revisit the bottom of the range around like 127s, or do we kind of stay in here and really build up into the 131.50? Like today we broke it. Maybe that's like a sign that like, okay, we are okay to pierce through this level, right? I don't know, but for now, like what I'm seeing is that this area did kind of sell off. It kind of wicked off. So potential continuation down. Like I can show you guys what I'm looking at here. We can pull up like the hourly on Amazon, and just look at this range that's been forming. So maybe a visit down to the bottom of this range, 129. It's right there. It's $1 away. Amazon's ATR is like 3.4. So can it do $1 in a day? Of course. It usually does $2 to $3 in a day, right? So $1 away from the bottom of the range. I think that's very valid. We didn't get past, like we didn't even do 40 cents past this triple top, almost quadruple top of sellers that whenever we tested these levels, came in hot, and today they're also coming in. So almost fortifying this level, this 131 area as like, okay, we want to sell here. And yeah, you could take that the other way as well. If we start to hold above and we break above and start basing on top of this 131, yeah, I'm liking the long look on there because we have been breaking through levels. So keeping that 130 on watch, that'll probably be key going into the rest of the week. We might do a little bit of a recycle here today into the close of that 130, maybe a little wash around.
We got ringing the bell today.
I have no
We
idea
only got
who's
20
ringing the bell
seconds
today.
left. We need somebody to ring the bell. I don't
okay.
have the animation for the countdown on Sharif's thing here, so
All right.
we'll just have to count it down for you.
Yes, sir.
Here
What are
we
we
go.
counting down from? 10?
10 seconds left.
9,
8, 7, 6,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
All
Hey.
right. Market is
Thank you,
closed.
Sean.
Happy Independence Day. That's
Happy
what it is, right?
Independence Day. Happy
Independence
4th
Day
of
for
July.
everybody. 4th of July. We will be back on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
think,
With a whole lot of Tesla and a little bit of Amazon.
And anybody who bet green, both markets did close very, very slightly green, 0.4-ish on the ES, 0.1 on NQ. So the green looks like it paid off today.
Yeah. Futures just look like they just watched a bunch of prices and just came back like nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I love that.
All right, let's get ready to send it over to Trader Prad for the After Hours show.
Have a good one, guys.
Well, we'll just review quickly here, Max, how markets fared. You're right, everything in the green, 0.1% to the S&P, 0.08 for the Dow, and 0.16 there for the NQ, just barely green. Crude finishing down 0.33%. Bitcoin and Ethereum both have been strong on the day. More on that in a second. 2.18 to the good on BTC and Ethereum 1.89. This one has been the equity name to play, $80, still in focus, even as we trade after hours here on Coinbase. The other big name to remind you of, Rivian, still going here in the aftermarket, 1970 high, up 17 points on the day. Tomorrow is a holiday, but we still have more for you because Trader Prad is here for the after party show. Take care, guys.
Yes, sir. The party. It is a wonderful weekend. You know, a lot of us Canadians over here, as you guys can notice, our floor is absolutely empty. A lot of people taking a nice little long weekend, an extra long weekend, Sharif. You know, Tuesday's off tomorrow too, thanks to the Independence Day from America.